See if all of this is starting correctly now. And it appears that it is. That is good. I will be testing Third Reich Events with BICE 10.51 today. So we will be doing that. And I'll be making an episode or two as part of it. Right. So. Hello, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer 1745, and well, I've made a lot of progress. I say we made because Exergen has been helping me with updating TRE to work with, well, now currently BICE 10.51. And I have tested it and made sure that the game starts and can play a few minutes, but that is about it. So we're going to be going forward to see how it does, to see what's going on, to see what sort of surprises. I have not, other than like the first few minutes, have not played 10.51, and there are some definite changes. And hey, how are you doing today? Hello, four gatherers. How you doing? Good to have you here. So we're going to see how this is looking, see what surprises that may or may not be going. But before we do that, as for gathering just followed over on Twitch, if you're watching on YouTube or watching later on YouTube, you can subscribe, like, comment, and of course, while I'm live here, I want everybody to comment as well. Right. So this is basically going to be just playing the game, but taking a look and seeing how it's working. So we'll just quickly hit that. I'm sure we'll be needing to change some of this in the near future. Now, one way we can quickly tell that TRE is installed, we have Minister of Science Bernard Rust, I don't know how you pronounce his name. Right, and of course all of the TRE unique ministers for the game. We're going to change armaments ministers from Werner von Blomberg. Don't know why he is set as generic, but Reichswehr minister. I would put him as chief of staff or chief of the army. I don't know, but we're going to change him over to Helmar Schacht, which was at this time in 1936 in charge of the various German, the German Reichsbank, and which here president of the Reichsbank, and basic economic minister. Hello, Guido. How are you doing today? And so we're going to leave Frick as Minister of Security here. We're going to get rid of this guy. This guy is this Reich. Basically, it's he's Reich Minister of Science and Education. Is basically his full term, but Reich Ministerium. Basically, that we're going to get rid of him. He is not an effective guy to do this. I modified BICE, and hello, Martin. Here at the beginning. Modified the unique minister of Willy Messerschmitt, but and added Ernst Heinkel and George Schnandl. I don't know. He's good for the Navy. We're gonna go with, I think, Messerschmitt right now. No other changes there. Now, okay, we have some decisions to deal with. Okay, 8 brigade divisions, 0-1 title. I have not done the, and it's more than just cosmetic things that still need to be done, but I've not done the localization to give it a better title for the description. Oh, well. Okay. Just want to show off. Let's hear division. You start, you can only, oh, I guess because it's already happened. I did test this before. If I hadn't clicked that, you could see it limits it to 7 brigades. I guess simply by clicking it, it's already done the decision. You don't need to hit OK to approve it. That allows us to go to an 8 brigade division at start. That is big. Now, the way it is currently set up, hey, no need, how you doing? Love to restart and help testing. Well, okay, I may be releasing a version on my Discord server. I just, I don't want to mess with things going over to it. Some other time I will, and maybe even mention it on the Black Ice forum. I can put a link to it, on my thread there. Releasing a version on my Discord server for testing, but it's still early days. So just to explain to everybody what's going on here with 8 brigades instead of just 7 brigades. There are 3 nations that get, and I just did it, moved it to the start. There's 3 nations at the start of the game will get 8 brigade divisions available to them. One is Germany, another is Britain, and the third is the United States. In talking with Exergen, we have decided that Italy starts out with a triangle division, goes down to a binary division, and go into some of these more detail later, and then sort of re-adds another battalion or whatever back into it because they find it too small. So they're generally not large divisions in Italy. Soviet Union, maybe around 36 or something, and before they have large divisions. But because of the officer purges and the Winter War, by the time you start seeing real action from the Soviets, they have small divisions. Okay. So now I'm just explaining. Now Japan has very large divisions, and I'm still on the edge on whether I should give Japan larger divisions, because although they have larger divisions, they generally have what would be a full, for their standard infantry divisions, would have a full set of, a triangular setup of infantry regiments plus a full cavalry regiment. So instead of a cavalry division, and then not just a cavalry, not quite as big as, the 9, but it would be, 3,000 men. Instead of a reconnaissance cavalry unit, it's an actual cavalry brigade, if you will, or regiment attached to their infantry divisions. So it's tactically, the division moves no faster, but it just has cavalry as a response element to it. I don't know that needs 8 brigades, and I don't know that it has the manpower to want to do it. So right now it's just the 3, Germany, USA, and Britain. Britain, we definitely think should be able to have large divisions. The USA starts out with a square division at this time period, very big divisions. But I think it's by about 1940, they've converted everything down to triangle divisions, and that's the way it stays to the end of the war. But they have lots of support elements to their divisions, sort of like super divisions, if you will, with all kinds of supporting elements and lots of it. Now, so those are the 3 nations that get it. But if you're a player nation, if AI equals no, you as the human will be able to have an 8 brigade division. So if, I don't know, if you're Belgium and you decide, well, hey, I just going to hold a narrow front here or something, and I want 8 brigade divisions, you as the human can do it. The AI will not. And I have actually, with the help of DSafe, he gave me an example for the Lua coding, the AI coding of how to tell the US and Britain to make 8 brigade divisions. So basically we generically give it to Germany, though I haven't changed because I'm presuming America or Germany is being played by a human. But so the AI Britain and AI USA will make an 8 brigade divisions. No other AIs will currently. And the human, whatever nation they're playing, France, Spain, Japan, Russia, they have that choice because because of multiple reasons. One, history. Two, manpower issues, whatever it might be. We've decided to limit it to 7 brigades for the rest of the nations. So that is one element of it here. Now, okay, another thing I want to cover here. Strategic resource trading start. I've just disabled it. As best as I understand what I've just done, even though you clicked and you thought you've started it, I just made it go away by changing some of the code. Now, I'm pretty sure that I did that correctly, but what they have done here, and we're going to see how this works. We can see here, this is, I don't know if we can go more than 3 levels. I think it's 3, but rubber, synthetic rubber, a bunch of these have mines, if you will, nuclear, I don't know about the nuclear reactors, but molybdenum, manganese, zinc, copper. Actually, you can now increase the level here, though it does say we cannot build. I don't know. I think there's a whole process to building, which this is different than the trading. Trading is different. So we're going to see. I don't think what I did disrupts the ability to be able to expand your minds. But we will see how that goes. I'll say I just fundamentally, and it's reflected down in here. And I know I'm making this, a lot of people have already heard this, but where do we have the, okay. Well, yeah, some of the stuff it's, even though you may see it up here, zinc does nothing for you. What it is, and I right offhand don't know, but some of these, maybe not nylon, I don't know. I'm looking for them here. Okay, Resource Science Center. Well, hey, Huffman, how you doing? Okay, don't know exactly which ones, but there's Air Force Producer. Well, Jungle Colonizer. Okay, see, Jungle Colonizer, it needs control of one of these 3 things, and I don't believe in trading for some of these or any of these outside of your faction. I'm doing good. I'm doing very good. So won't go too deep into all of that now, but so we're not doing trading. I've disabled it. Oh, it would be if somebody wants to enable it, it's really easy to do, and somebody can make a submod to TRE to re-enable trading if you want. I just disagree with it, so I've removed it. Okay, we're gonna close this for now. Okay, and black ice start. We're just going to go normal because this is just playtesting, not trying to challenge me or anything like that. Oh, well, let's start off. I want to see if we, before we let the clock go, and before we start pissing people off by going after reoccupying the Rhineland, see if we can sell some supplies, get some money coming in. USA. United Kingdom. Really hating this game because sometimes it's United Kingdom, sometimes it's Britain, and sometimes it's England. It's frustrating. How much money they got surplus right now. Let's get everybody buying German goods, including like France. Yep, they got money. Let's get them buying a bit. Let's see who else. Australia. Well, let's see if we can sell them all. They've got, yeah, let's, don't want to get too close to their max. See how many of these guys we can get. Well, let's see if we can sell some to Italy. And Japan. 21. Okay, that should help us with this. Hey, Toyjet. You know these modern kids these days. Toyjet self-identifies as a beluga whale. So that's why he says greetings humanoids, because he doesn't consider himself one. Yeah, okay. Just right. Okay, we're gonna come down here. I don't know if some of these are worth. We're gonna start with economics buying. We're gonna do first year short term. Let's go through. We could do the we could do backstories, difficulty settings. We're just gonna go normal, 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 normal. Skip this altogether. A lot of stuff to do when you get started with black ice. Do not listen to the terrestrial propaganda. I am the superior mammalian form. Yes, that's what he identifies as you could tell, I wasn't. I mean, I think he's joking, but I wasn't joking in saying that. Hey, thanks for hosting, Arno. Good to have you here. All right, we're going to do nothing to help. There, we're going to do 200 supplies for Bank of International Settlements. Oh no, Arno trying to identify something wacky now. Okay, well, I think it's going to be 2 and 2, so let's just try this out. Annual national focus. I keep trying to go for something larger than yep, 2 manufacturing and 2 heavy industry. That seems about standard. Yog Dog, yeah, starting a new game with my mod Third Reich Events, along with Black Ice mod. Okay, so we did that. Let's do Military Academy Railway. Okay, we're activating transport types, the Opel Blitz, the Kubelwagen. And we're going to do the Kriegsmarine structure, yes. And we're going to have the Luftwaffe. Right. Okay, let's get this turned off. Disable it for 1 year. There we go. That's because I just want to get rid of all of these decisions. Okay, we're going to do this here. Mixed support brigades. Okay, we're going to here made a tutorial on this. I hope people enjoy it. It's sort of long. We're gonna do engineers, artillery. We don't want to do something that will do anti-air. Don't want to do something that adds needing fuel, like light armor and assault guns. Is what we're staying away from. Anti-tank. Okay. It keeps him. Well, we'll do extra anti-tank. There we go. Yes, we're finished. Time for no, not at the moment. We're not going to do Plan Z. We are not trying to do stupid things for playing here. Okay. Yes. Here. Air. Artillery. And yes, I guess again, anti-tank. Done. Yeah, for your light ships, you mean? Lift the blockade on the Rhineland, and then we will formally occupy into the Rhineland. Right, now let's just save this with all of that. Clicking out of the way, though we haven't finished our click fest that starts the game. I've learned that I am a infrastructure first kind of player. Yeah, let's do these. Okay, but what we want to do is we don't need all that diplomacy. We're going to be doing some trading, so we're going to want that. Don't need huge. Oh no, lock that down. We don't need huge amounts of officers at start. We don't need huge amounts of spies at start. But we do want some to build up our various reasons. We do want some. Let's come over here. Yes. Tanks. Artillery brigade. High density alloys. Move basic. Infantry units. And this is why Gamer hates 1936 in the game, because he's had to test and play. Because you have to, if you want to test something properly, you have to start new, even just to make sure it works. So, gotta go through all of this start every time. You can't just work off of a save. And so I've done this probably more than, I mean, I'm not sure that I've done it more than every one of you, but I've done it more than most of you. Start Hoi 3. And start Hoi 3. And start Hoi 3. And start Hoi 3. Just to test things. Cruiser capital. I think we'll skip some of that for the moment. Let's come down here. Okay, we've gone over our maximum at any one time that we can effectively research. Oh, okay, elastic defense. We shouldn't have done that. Okay, we didn't need that. Okay, yeah, that's 38, not 36. I should pay slightly more attention. Right, okay, so we also want to look at, we're at full mobilization right now, and that is the best we can do. For economic laws, massive education, we're at peak of that. Okay. Let's try. Okay, we currently effectively have 168 ICs. So we're going to go to mixed industry. We'll go to this map. Okay, they've all accepted. Oh, one said sorry, I didn't pay attention close enough. Who was that? Yes, we'll give you energy. Sounds good. Well, another thing I did want to do. Let's max out our industry where we have heavy industry. This heavy industry is a multiplier effect. If you have a heavy industry here in a province with no industry, it does no good. So you might as well. So it's like each one of these is 10% more because we're putting it in a province with, I forget which one it is. Hey Niagara, how you doing? That'll get us started out here. Hanover, oh yeah. We've got two heavy industries. Right, and so I want to come down here and we're going to move all of these to the top. And, you know, I think what we'll also do is just, because I want more built now and not waiting for, you know, completion and then build the next one and completion and then build the next one. We're just going to put some out here in the east, further away from likely bombing by the Allies. Sort of out here like that. We're going to move the others back to the top. Last one with the pluses done. You're melting. Oh yeah, you Europeans and lack of air conditioning. Get with the times, guys. Get with the times. Okay, so now we're 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours into the game. All right. Okay. Well, let's see. We want to do the historical heavy aircraft, gasoline engine, welded armor. I think it's special treatment closed hangar is Germany's historical. Okay, new day. It recalculates everything. Now, okay, so yes, we've jumped up from 168, I believe it was, to 219, and we don't need any more consumer goods yet. So that will get that. We got all of these. Effects, click through. Yes, allow the events. Yes, we want fascist militia brigades. We'll go with the smaller guns. Hitler's residence, scripted invasions. And because of things, we now have more leadership. Sherplunk Doctrine. And we'll do advanced training centers. Now it says we can do one more. Okay, war economy now and mass conscription. Now we can do war economy. War economy will most likely push us into needing to do consumer, produce consumer goods, because consumer goods during peacetime plus 45%. My quick calculations before last time when I tried this, the more ICs you do get, but isn't greater than the actual needing to put ICs into consumer goods. So that's not good. And the other one, massive conscription. I don't know that we need more manpower at this time. Is there other negative things? Well, we'll go back to this. That happens. So I think these are the best for now. I would generally stick to just the mixed economy until the war starts. And they've gotten rid of the border around here, which I'm glad they did, because I didn't like them having the border around my images. Put it around here now. Okay. Mussolini supports Austria. This is from Third Reich Events. So this is just a notification event for us. Yes, we want historical upgrades. Creation of battle commanders. Now let's look at Austria now. Nothing. Well, diplomacy. Oh no, something's coming. Okay, no, never mind. I was thinking of the wrong event. Okay, do you want revolts? Yes, do your worst. No, I don't like these events. We would give them money for rare materials. Very good. We would give them money for fuel. No, thank you. We will give you money for energy. Oh, do we want to sell you? Sweden. I know we're here, but I want to actually be over it so that I can. Okay, they need supplies. They have some money. Let's see if I can still sell them some. Okay, we haven't pissed them off enough yet for them not to. Yeah, let's reduce it by 2. Mostly I'm trying to look for good relations with Sweden. Now, currently we are at 40% National Socialist, 32. Okay, then we have a fair number of spies. So what we're going to do, our own spy priority. We're going to do counter-espionage. We're going to do ruling party support max out. And we're going to try to raise national unity. Egypt, we would give, no, we don't want fuel, sorry. Not really spending much in the way of fuel. Okay, build up of the historical Luftwaffe. Sure thing. You don't have to take some of these events, just whether you want to or not. Okay, Franz von Papen. He already had been, but this is more of a notification about him again from Third Reich Events. Okay, Sturmabteilung der NSDAP. Yes. Gotta go through all this, look at my cool pictures, read the text. Now what you want to do is after that happens, you want to come here, you want to click right here, and you want to stop all upgrades. You do not want any of this to upgrade. Trust me on that. Unless you're going to start a war before 1938, it's going to be a major war. We're going to reorganize the war ministry because I don't really care about recruit time or organization levels right now. Oh, what do we have here? Okay, we occupy the Rhineland now officially. We have the troops there. That really pisses off some of the Western nations, violating that Versailles Treaty. Okay, now we're at high popularity. Probably because of some of our, well, occupation of the Rhineland, I think, helps that. My popularity allows us to, yes, there we go. And that does it. Hungary, yes, you may have an energy. Hungary is hungry for energy. Planning to merge Europe into my HRE. Okay, I presume you're talking about EU4 or some such there. Or you're delusional and think you have a Holy Roman Empire, then somehow you're going to merge Europe into it. But yes, energy. Okay. Would like money for rare materials. Okay, we're down by a lot on both of these. We have a good amount of money. Yes. Right. Third Reich Events. This is sort of the starting sort of notification, though it's already happened. And I think there's more. I remove things with this, including let's come here, right here, Schweinfurt, the strategic resource. I think it should go away. Yes, goes away. It's still on that map until we click over here. No, it's still there. Still on the map here, but it's removed here. You will be getting those back later on through events. Third Reich Events is not made to make Germany easier. It's made to make it more historical. And so basically I sort of gut punched Germany at this time because I really think a lot of what the base game just gives you at the beginning really is more the 4-year plans. I mean, that's when you'll get, yes, you can have metal exchange for money. We could use oil. So let's see, are we, yes, we can see about getting oil from the, well, we want to get oil from the Soviet Union. Soviet Union, yeah, let's do that. You're currently 21, so not a little low. Total fantasy game right now. Imagine HRE centralized like France or England. Yeah, that would take a Charlemagne type figure to do that. We'll commission the Hessen. Let's reduce this down even more here. Focus a bit more on getting production going. Now we're back down to medium popularity. The popularity boost of getting the Rhineland has slipped away to some degree. And it may start coming back because we'll get ruling party support from the Volksamtsfagner. Sorry, Niero. No, I'm not pronouncing it right, but People's Receiver. It was sort of like, I don't know, a non-interactive Facebook of the day or something. I should not make Hoi to become a piece of cake. Yeah, no, I don't think it will. The effectiveness of the effectiveness of forts in standard game, I think, is it's like the attack is reduced by, is how I think it works, minus 0.9. Well, in Black Ice it's minus 2.6, I think. I forget exactly what it is. So like forts are much stronger, fortifications are much stronger in Black Ice than they are in standard games, more than double. It's challenging, and after you game, I tend to give a new shot as well. After your game. Okay, yeah, I'm good to hear. Finland, yes, we would give them some metal. Now let's see if we can find somebody. Okay, they don't have extra money. They do a little bit. Let's see if we can sell them some supplies. You want supplies by any chance? No. Britain, a little bit of surplus. France, I know we just reoccupied the Rhineland, but would you consider buying some supplies? You don't have much extra money. No, that's too much. Let's just try that. Good. Not probably as badly as I'm doing the Germans. German language. Butchery. Okay, the Reiches. I got to bring this up. This was a period infographic map, and this explains a lot. Sure, there's sort of racism in that the French soldiers depicted as black, and yes, the French did use colonial soldiers to occupy the Rhineland and whatnot. But Germany really, really felt that it was surrounded by either by enemies or potential enemies. And that is why, say, traditionalists, like a lot of people in the army, and others supported the Nazi buildup, Even though they may not, be fully on board with a lot of the Nazi beliefs, they saw the Nazis as someone that is going to resist a lot of this, where the socialists, the sort of mainline socialists, they weren't really pushing down this path, and the traditionalists are sort of afraid that, well, because it goes back to Bismarck setting up social security system. It's not that they're entirely against the idea of various social welfare programs and whatnot. It's more the socialists are sort of internationalists and not wanting to prioritize national defense, and they're afraid of Soviet Russia or Poland or somebody carving off more of the former German Empire, maybe taking East Prussia or something. They're afraid of all these threats that the socialists are going to protect them from. They're afraid also of the communists, having a communist revolution in Germany. So they're afraid of all this stuff. So that's why so many of the middle and conservative traditionalist right that were, Christian based, that were against a lot of the Nazi beliefs, but at least the Nazis were going to protect them from all this other stuff, and they would work it out in the end. So this infographic really sort of encapsulates why the Nazis did as well as they did. At least it does for me. It tells that story. Propaganda before it was called public relations. Yes. Oh yeah, no, it's a propaganda thing. But I think it's a propaganda piece for sure. And propaganda can, of course, be like to the side of black propaganda, which is stuff that you put out, which Britain did a fair amount of. Is they even sort of created a fake radio station that was wasn't actually, but supposedly broadcasting from Germany. That was a radical Nazi radio station that claimed Hitler is betraying the National Socialist Revolution, trying to go, the radical Nazis against the regular Nazis. So, some black propaganda is not just false propaganda, but sort of false propaganda that you're putting out in the enemy's name to make the enemy seem bad or whatever. On that sort of extreme to just basic untruths, to propaganda that America supposedly, through Voice of America or whatnot. I don't know what it's really become today. I know it still exists, but it was designed as a propaganda arm that was to put out the truth, but put out the truth version that America wanted to see. Make everything that they were supposed to originally during the Cold War say as much as possible is to be true, but put out the good news from the American perspective, not put out the bad news. So yeah, and so that's why I'm really fascinated by stuff. Well, maybe my girlfriend gets her first real work contract without time limit. Well, very good, very good. Yes, you may have energy. And if we go faster, things, I just find it a little unstable. You can be played, but yeah, so I'm going to save this just before the autosave. I know we're going to have an autosave, but I'm also going to do a manual save just before it. Yeah, hello, Harmony. Yeah, I know it still exists. I just don't know what it's doing, really. Especially seeing as how I would say a lot of supposedly, I'm not talking about opinion people, but straight news people are giving out untruth propaganda. So I have to wonder what Voice of America is saying. Okay, let's take a look at this. This is new to me with this new version. Okay. So I've not really seen or taken a look at this and how this works. And let's see how much I agree or disagree. Okay, zinc surplus level 2. Metals and supplies plus 3 and 1.5%. Okay, zinc is, well, to some degree, and we see down copper shortage. Germany does not have, I mean, it does have some copper. We just, in this game, unlike Hearts of Iron 4, we just have rare materials, which could be aluminum, which could be copper, which could be rubber, you know, it can be all kinds of things. But zinc, and I understand nickel, is to some degree used as a softener for iron, maybe, or something, to allow soft steel or iron jackets and casings for ammunition instead of copper, which Germany does not have sufficient resources, so that's why the supplies are down, and that's why supplies are up here. Tungsten, Germany does not have a natural source of significant tungsten, and this is meant to be able to be alleviated through trade, but I really look at the strategic resources here is actual control of them by faction members, meaning down here both Spain and Portugal have a fair amount of tungsten, but Germany doesn't control it. Germany, during the war, especially once France falls, is buying as much tungsten as it can from Portugal and Spain. Now, at the same time, literally, Britain is buying as much tungsten and from Portugal and Spain. Now, Britain, that it can't use it, but it doesn't need it, one. And two, it doesn't necessarily have the shipping to ship it because it's, limited amount of shipping and the whole U-boat thing going on. So most of the British tungsten is just piling up in warehouses, and there's suspicion that maybe some people went in and stole it and either resold it to the British or sold it to the Germans. But Britain's mainly buying it to keep it out of German hands. And so during this time period, there is definitely investment to expand production in those two countries. But Germany, or the Axis faction, if you will, doesn't actually control to go and say, hey, we're going to put in this amount, X amount of labor, X amount of resources, and we're going to expand your tungsten resources and whatever. So I really look at the strategic resources as factional control, not something to the level of trading. So okay, so we have plenty of zinc, so we get a little bonuses here. Great. We don't have control of much tungsten, so rare materials down. Heart attack, okay, yeah. Copper shortage, definitely Germany had a copper shortage. So okay, good. Aluminum shortage. Now what we will be able to get once we get Hungary in, we'll be able to get aluminum in. So yeah, I think this works for non-trading kind of thing. Oh, and like I've said before, there is a simple, takes less than a minute to convert it back. So if somebody wants to make a sub mod or just go in and tweak TRE to back and have trading, you can put it back in the game. It's still all there. I've just disabled it. Chromite shortage. Okay, chrome, very hard metal that is used to line things, but can also, I think, go in with stuff. I'm not a metallurgist or a chemist or whatever. Rubber shortage. Germany definitely had a rubber shortage to the point that they were making spun steel wheels on things, or springs, literally, coiled springs in between two metal bands for like truck tires, kind of stuff. So yeah, that's real. Molybdenum shortage. Okay, I don't really know much about it. Nickel, again, nickel is a nice soft metal that can be a copper substitute. Manganese, yeah, I'm sure it's a nice alloy metal. I don't know, but okay. So we're taking minor hits from there. I'm very good with this. Hello, Altiza. They want supply shortages in the German industry like the USA want to do with the 1943 raid on the ball bearing factory. Absolutely. And I mean, I've disabled Schweinfurt or removed it. No, that's Erfurt. Schweinfurt right now. I've gotten rid of it. Is it still? No, it's still the graphic is still there, but whatever. But you will get that back during the 4-year. At some point during the 4-year plan. I forget where. I just know it comes in. Yes, we'll go with this. So good. Tungsten makes tank shells stunk. Well, they do. I don't know exact. Tungsten is obviously a hard metal, and it's really good. If you make something out of steel, you need to be, and if you need to do machining on it, you need something harder than steel, and that's why Germany needed tungsten more for machine tools than it needs for projectiles. It's better to use that. Molybdenum is used in structural steel. Okay, very good, Harmony. Thank you. Even against stellanium. Well, in the real world, War Thunder stellanium didn't exist. Okay, we're gonna continue building these as regular. Okay, well, okay, I don't think I've disabled this properly. Time to prepare our budget, but we'll see about that because I want to disable that. I disagree with paying troops money out of this. This to me fundamentally is international trade, and that is what it's for. Okay, so no research budget progress. We'll get this money minus 25%, but because we have Willie Messerschmitt, we'll get all of those research bonuses. Okay. Do we want to do heavy firepower for our motorized or mobility, or let's stick to basic AA? We're going to do mobility. Anti-tank upgrade for motorized support units. Yes, I want motorized. Artillery focus for motorized support brigades. We can do artillery or rocket. Let's take a quick look here. Again, I know I've made a recent video on it, but we can see here motorized. I think we'll get maybe the basic attachment plus either rocket, or we'll get motorized rocket, or we'll get motorized artillery. Okay. Movement negative 40% across rivers, across plains negative 40%. Motorized artillery here 40%. Rivers 40%. Okay, so it's the same. Self-propelled though. Well, yeah, okay. Self-propelled rocket. We could have that eventually. Okay, we're going to go with rocket focus for our combined or mixed. We will do appease them. That will reduce that and Peenamundi. And once you get to Peenamundi, you want to move this to the top to have it spring out there. That's sort of Germany's bonus for historical stuff. Okay, also, okay, for some time, yes. Okay, also used in light bulbs. Okay, the stellanium got some crack on it, so its Chad tungsten shell goes boom on the virgin fragile stellanium. Okay. Right, okay. NSKK. I'm not going to read all of these. I will do another series maybe, but we're going quickly here. We're going to stop making the cigarettes. Yes, we want inner there. We want to do this is from motorized tank destroyer. Nothing more is needed. So from motorized anti-tank detachment. So right now we have the anti-tank detachment. That will get us more heart attack and more piercing. We can go for heavy anti-tank detachment, even more heart attack, or we go for motorized but more fuel consumption. Let's go for motorized first. Since it's a motorized unit, we're gonna go for more speed. Yes, upgrade support, mix anti-air, yes, mix support. Anti-tank, yes, mix support. Okay, this is for mixed support. We want to do rockets as well here. Now we're not going to get the bonuses right now because for rocket, because it says rocket artillery must be at least one, so we have not clicking off it, we've not got this to one, so then we will get that benefit. The real world. Guslav, this guy is killed by David, it's like Frankfurter or Frankenfurter, I keep messing that up. I want to get his name. Call it Jewish guy. Where is it in here? Put in protocols published in Russia, point and distribute. Jewish, okay. He will be remembered. Oh, yeah, okay, here. David Frankfurter. Him. He saved Switzerland. That gentleman right there, by killing Wilhelm Gustloff, saved Switzerland from invasion. He does it all by himself. I firmly believe that. Wilhelm Gustloff was had both Swiss and German citizenship. He was the NSDAP's person for organizing up Germans in foreign countries. And these are the organization for German citizens in foreign countries. But because of his Swiss connections, he was also, I believe, very much the lead person of contact with the various National Socialist movements in Switzerland. And I really think it's his death that misdirects or gets, because Hitler, a big thing, Hitler does not want any Germans living outside of Germany. And so it's really him not being there keeps them from focusing enough on Switzerland to invade it. Yeah, that's how, because Wilhelm Gustloff, who becomes he's, I would say, second of a martyr after Horst Wetzel for the Nazi movement. He becomes the second big famous martyr. He really, he was really pushing, to coordinate Germans outside of Germany and expand German influence. Where at this time, either he's the ambassador to Britain and or the NSDAP's foreign minister is Ribbentrop. He later becomes Germany's foreign minister, but right now he's NSDAP's foreign minister. That's for like dealing with France, dealing with Italy, dealing with America. But there was the NSDAP AO, which Ausland, I think, organization, and that deals with Germans outside of Germany. But he was also the lead guy dealing with the, and we'll see some of the stuff here, the Swiss Nazis. And so once he is gone, then we no longer, they're no longer focused, because he isn't in the true inner circle of the Nazis, but he's very close to it. And so I think him not being there does not push Germany into Switzerland. So I've talked more about it and other things, and I'll do some more in the future. But I know I didn't read the full thing in there, the description, but he is, he calmly, after shooting Wilhelm Gustloff in his office, he sets the gun down and waits for the police to come. The police come and arrest him. They try him for murder, convict him of murder. There is no death penalty in Switzerland. So it's a life sentence. Sometime in 1945, but right around Germany's surrender. I'm not sure if it was before or after Germany's surrender. His sentence is commuted and he's let go, and he moves to Palestine. And he lives, we'll give him money for fuel. No, thank you. He lives out the rest of his life in Israel. So as soon as they weren't afraid of a Nazi invasion, that Germany's being beat, they let him go. You think Operation Tannenbaum could have worked out? Oh, of course it could have. Now, would it have been a smart move to try to get around the Maginot Line through Switzerland? Probably not. But if you're just talking about, because I don't know the detailed organization plan of Tannenbaum, but Germany could have taken Switzerland, absolutely. But and highways, yes, I want anti-air guns in our motorized brigades. So they could have taken it, but just without his focus, it was just, and there were reasons to leave Switzerland for the time being, most assuredly. But once France falls, especially France falls, and you haven't yet to go to war with the Soviet Union, well, I think that would have been the time that Germany would have demanded the German-speaking parts of Switzerland. And I don't know what would have happened from there. With Switzerland, and with TRE, I think it's these two provinces, if Mussolini supports the Italian fascists, can go to Italy. But so Mussolini would want the Italian bits, at least. Germany would want approximately half of Switzerland. So is there a point of Switzerland after that? The sort of, what is it, Romanche or whatever, Swiss ethnic group, and the French-speaking Swiss. Or would it just fold into whatever, France becomes? Oh, well, I'm not saying it would be a smart move to do so. And I definitely talked to people about Switzerland. I talked to Swiss about Switzerland in World War II, and how effective the people would have continued fighting. And I definitely know there's Total Resistance, a book which I had, and one of the people I talked to had the Swiss, or like a German language version of it, that he had, Switzerland. So we talked about some of that, whether they would have done that. Fighting the Swiss Alps would not be. But when I talked to in developing TRE, I talked to two Swiss players of TRE. Both, I believe, if I remember correctly, of German speaking. One said his ancestry was, sort of the plains part of Germany. He thinks his ancestors probably just would have gotten along. The ones that were lived here would have just gotten along with whatever, not tried to resist. But the the ones in the mountains, he thought they would try to resist. But we'll see how TRE handles some of this coming up. Okay, we would like, yes, you can have some energy. Railway artillery designs, yes, start the program. So even TRE takes away 10% of your ICs for now. But the question comes down to is how much do the Swiss people really want to resist? Could they have? Yes. Germany would have won, yes. But how costly would it have been? I don't know. And how much do they want to resist? That's the real question in my mind. But you got to remember, even Napoleon marches, pushes his way through Switzerland to invade, or Helvetica, or whatever it was called at the time, to invade into Italy. So he's able to he doesn't conquer the whole thing. He just pushes through some of the mountain passes. And Napoleon, in essence, sort of reorganizes Switzerland eventually. We would give the medal, certainly. Let's see inside. Nice, pretty pictures. Good. And as Napoleon conquest, gets more and more, he finally turns on his ally Spain to put his brother in charge of Spain. Okay, well, Hitler is in a similar sort of place. He's expanding. I think he would have gone into Switzerland. Would he have gone into it before the Soviet Union collapses or not? I'm not sure about that, because obviously he didn't. But I really take that Gustav not being there is just there isn't, because Gustav would have been, Mein Führer, when are we going to get Switzerland? Mein Führer, when are we going to take over Switzerland? Mein Führer, when are we going to liberate the Germans in Switzerland? Mein Führer. He would have been doing that all the time, and so it's that sort of thing, and not. And compared to not having them there. Spain, yeah, PTSD, yes. 1810, yes. Flanked into Italy, yes, that's what Napoleon did, yes. Yeah, so, okay, yes, we want the Wehrmacht ersatz divisions. Yes, you want motorized. And, would it have become like Spain, a smaller version in that you conquer all the major cities and towns, and then, like you had the guerrilla war, where you come up with guerrilla warfare. I know idiots on, TV and whatnot don't know where this comes from. Guerrilla war is basically small or petty war in Spanish. Is where that comes from. It has nothing to do with gorillas that live in the jungle. So no, yes, we got that. Okay, towards the sun. See a lot of the events from TRE. Spain never recovered. Yeah, I don't know. That is a modern picture. I hate that. I don't know if I hate it enough to make my own version of it, but I do hate that. Okay, guys, well, I'm going to end this episode, not the live stream, but the episode here. I want to thank you for watching. Those watching later on YouTube, you can post your comments below about anything that's going on. Love to hear from you. See you next time for more Hearts of Iron. Okay, guys, I'm going to grab a Coke. And you're right. I don't know if it's never recovered. I mean, definitely Spain was still feeling its effects by the time the outbreak of the Spanish Civil War. for sure. And of course, it lost all of its, or not all of it, but a lot of its empire in the New World and other places. And what was left was sort of taken / liberated by the Americans in the Spanish-American War. Yeah, it never, but it was already going on the downhill when Nelson takes out the combined Spanish and French fleets at Trafalgar. Yeah, so I mean it's already going downhill before that point in 1805. So yeah. Mm, glorious gorillas. Oh, hello, D. Without pineapple. No, pineapple should never be on pizzas. Don't know why people put it on there, but they do. People put silly things on pizzas. I know. Okay, let's make another episode. Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. We are, of course, testing TRE with Black Ice 10.51 and seeing how it's going. It's war then. Yes, well, we're not yet at the war, but I know what you mean. Okay. If you're really interested in some of these events, I talk about them a lot in my other series that I've made. And if I make another normal sort of slow series with TRE, I'll definitely talk more in depth with this stuff. No. But part of it, I just want to get through, the clock here and see how things go. Well, I don't like anchovies either. I don't know which is. I guess, pineapple cooked on a pizza. Yeah, build a train station. Yeah. Okay, France. We would give them money for fuel. No. And is this also going to be another fuel thing? No. We have plenty of fuel. We're not burning much fuel. It's more just a silly system. Well, we have a decision. Okay. Right. Yeah. We'll form this. Obviously, I believe in freedom of choice. You can put god awful things on pizza. Have you tried motor oil on pizza? Maybe somebody can vomit on your pizza. Maybe that'll be good. Okay. Entertainment show. Oh, pause, yes. Okay. National Socialist Ritter Corps, Nutty checks. SSHQs. Yes, Republican Spain, you can have some metal. Yes, you can have more metal. How about pop up and pause? How about pizza with rat poison crust? Yeah, well, I'm not going to try it, but okay. Machine gun focus advance, which I think we are. Just stop this because we other things we want to focus on. Reichsführerschule der SA. Reichsführerschule der SA. We want to attach you to the local HQ, and we want to keep you from upgrading. Okay, yes, you can have energy. Finland. 2 areas on the forums updated. No, not yet. No, it's not ready. One of the things that I still need to do is a bunch of events that add in some of these special divisions here, because we can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is an 8 brigade division here. Some of these event things that I've yet to go through and do some of the manual stuff, so it is not properly, I know it's not properly ready, but I'm still just testing what we have done so far. So it is not yet ready to, you know, be put out there. Be careful what you say there. Maybe I should have a moderator caution you. No, 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 I want to cancel that. Sorry, no. Yeah, I don't want to buy fuel. And part of what I'm doing here is, well, I mean, part of it is just I do need to take the time to test out to see how things are working. But part of it is I'm hoping to get feedback from you, the viewers, as to what you think I'm changing, doing, messing with it, if it's a good idea, bad idea. Because, yeah, I can build whatever mod I want to build. But there's no point in building a mod that nobody wants to play. So, yeah, I'm not going to do things I'm totally against, but also I want to hear what players think about my changes. And, you know, either talk me out of something maybe, or maybe not have it as harsh or as easy or whatever it might be on a particular thing. So, yeah. We'll receive money for energy, fine. Hopefully they've got enough stored up. Okay, how are we doing? Okay, we got 52%. Now this is about where I think this, maybe a bit more, but about where I think this should be. So that's sort of what's going on. It's going correctly, I would say. So we have, okay, here we go. I was waiting for this to happen. 3 Powers Pact of Rome. It's actually signed in Vienna, I believe. Signed the 3 Powers Pact. Oh, Mars, Rome, Austria. I don't know. Right. Okay. So this is a notification, and this is organized by Mussolini to basically to protect Austria here. That's Schweitzer. Boy, that's the where do I say here? I mess up with some of these names. Sorry. And so it's a pact formed in 1936 here in March. Obviously, yes. See, the dates are all right. Between Italy, Austria, and Hungary, that is specifically an anti-German defense pact. So Mussolini is worried about Hitler, and he sets up Austria to be a buffer state. And I want to see if this works. Okay, independence is guaranteed by Italy and Hungary. So they're not like in a formal faction, because we only have 3 factions in this, but they are, their independence is guaranteed. So if you were to try to invade them, as Germany or anybody else, but you invade Austria, you will get a war with, particularly with Italy, which you may not want. Second London Naval Treaty. Okay, let's see if we can sell some supplies to somebody here. Argentina? No, you don't have enough money. Austria? Not really. Canada, they've got money. Do you want supplies? No, you don't want. You don't need a whole lot because you're making some, but okay. That'll be a nice little bit. Finland needs money. France needs supplies and they have money. Okay, let's see if we could do. There we go. Don't want to maximize too hard or anything. Austria or Hungary? No, they don't want to buy from us. Iran, do you want to buy supplies? Japan, no, you don't have enough money. Romania, you've got money. No fuel though. We can sell you some. Maybe we'll see about selling them some fuel. No. Soviet Union, they don't have enough money. USA, let's see if we can sell some supplies to the good old USA. Yeah. Arno and Toyjet are friends. I mean, it may not sound it like it, but they are. Okay, so we'll get a positive income here. Reichstag Wall, 1936. Wonder who's going to win this. Yeah. Now we're at very high popularity. Yes, you can have some metal. Okay, well, as you may realize, I don't know if you do, there was a First World War before World War II. And then the German Empire and the Austro-Hungarian Empire lost in that one. Well, Austria had lots, and particularly for the Treaty of Saint-Germain, lots of penalties given against it, including breaking up the empire, basically. But one of them is they couldn't have, I don't know if I don't know how specifically they limited the armed forces size, but it was definitely no, conscription. But Austria just, this is a notification event. Austria just reactivates conscription. Those are Austrian troops from that very time period of reactivating conscription. And yes, they had helmets very similar to the Germans. Now, what the event does is just give a manpower boost, a one-time manpower boost to Austria so it can build out more ground units if it wants to. Now we're back into high popularity. I don't think very high should last that long. Okay, so we're going through here. Good. Oh, shit. Oh, we gotta get these guys. Rocket test. Oh, pause. Okay. I didn't realize we needed these. Okay, well, we already have one of those. How did we get a second one? I don't know. Diplomatic report. Diplomatic service reports Austro-Czechoslovak trade agreement. One result, Prime Minister. Okay. German police magazine. Diplomatic report from Czechoslovakia. And okay, well, we already have 6% penalty from that. Let's see. We'll do full division here. 20%. For the moment, that's all we'll do. These will wait on some of the others. You'll see the start of the next day. Right, yeah, we're all the way down at 171. Control pitch radar, that's, or whatever. Blades. Okay, we're going to do a training increase for the NSKK. But hey, if you guys are like a little tired of, you guys can ask your own questions. Arno is just sort of doing his job of chatting to keep the chat sort of alive. You guys could ask questions, comments. Special Forces branch upgrade. I think that's a one and done. Well, no, well, it's grayed out, I presume. Let's see. Yes, grayed out. Okay, twin engine airframe research. And medium fuel tank. Let's take a quick look over here. Let's stop both of those for now. We'll be back. Do it. The Reich organization. Russian social, whatever. Junker, Schul, Bad Tolts. Yes, you can have metal. Artillery brigades advance, very good. And that is inefficient research right now. Okay, well, I guess they can't. Inactive trade, Sweden's inactive. Argentina, we give no, we're not buying fuel, sorry. I know it goes negative for a while, but we're really not consuming much of it. Okay, well, we have lots of spies now, so that's good. What we're going to do, we're using them internally. You know, let's spy on Japan. We're going to do some tech espionage. And let's spy upon the United Kingdom. And we're going to also do tech espionage. Maybe we'll steal something cool. Yeah, they have reworked the nuke stuff, and I really haven't looked too deep into it. Okay. Armored fighting vehicle track suspension. There we go. Stop that. 500 kilogram bomb, which is one and done. Deutsches Freshener Radfunk. What's on? This is actually German television in 1936. That's Ursula Pratzschick. Achtung, Achtung. Prohibit establishment of new parties. Seems a bit extreme. Okay, we'll have to get more popularity from that. We have a little bit more. Let's analyze the Great Wall. Yeah, and mentioning they've redone this. I've just only glanced at this here. One thing that I really don't know, I know like back at 9 point something or other, and I don't know that they've changed much of this, but jets really weren't worth all of the research and building production to be significantly better than just going through and doing the fighters. I don't know if they've gone and I know they have all these neat techs here, but I don't know if they're really properly developed. That would be something to ask the Black Ice team. Okay, so what here? Okay, so what we can do here? Mines investment zinc. Postpone our mine expansion plans. Okay, this is something I've never looked at before. What is this guy? This is zinc here. We have level 3 building. So let's mines investment zinc. So we'll do that. Okay, so construction of additional mining infrastructure has started. It will take 6 months to finish. Okay, and if you didn't notice, that immediately grayed out the not do it. So we could have not done it. Don't know how that costs us in resources or something, but it'll take 6 months. Okay, well, let's look over here. 3-year draft here. Are you building it? Okay, I don't see an effect here. Back to very high popularity. Oh, pause. Sweden no longer receive money for supplies. Okay. Monica Hanschuren. Okay. Let's figure out how they did those rolling artillery barrages in World War One. Thank you, Arno. Now, mostly done by my friend Exergen, we've done some of the updating needed for units of the Third Reich to work with the new version of Black Ice. I need to package it and put it out. Yes, build a radio station. Oh, it probably cost us this money. That's right. That's what it costs us. Okay. We give them metal for money, sure, instead of resources. So what do you guys think? Well, I'm sitting here thinking how to express this. I've talked to, to Uncharted, who makes World Ablaze mod, primarily himself, for Hearts of Iron 4. Does a very good job of it, and we have some disagreements there about economies and whatnot. But I really believe, I completely believe that the primary limiting factors, and please note all my words, primary limiting factors for World War II were resources, either resources like, steel or iron or copper, or resources like machine tools to make things, or labor, workers to make things. Resources, not money. I understand about inflation. I think some of what TIK says is wrong there. Though I think generally he's right, talking about this period and what's going on. Everything in me that I've examined the way the game works, and I've looked at history, and TIK did a very good thing talking about the MIFO bills that show up in Hearts of Iron 4, and how they worked. The problem with governments spending money in armaments is that, well, to a certain point they have a benefit, but they're hard to chart the benefit. Meaning, we were talking earlier about Switzerland and the likelihood of a German invasion or not, or how successful it would be. Well, if Switzerland is armed to the teeth and looking like a tough nut to crack, that means all the money spent on guns and ammunition and whatnot is building stability, which then allows economic activity to happen. But it's hard to measure. When do you have a diminishing returns? If you have, for every rifle, you have 1,000 bullets, that may be great. 2,000 bullets may be a bit better. 3,000 bullets, that's just a waste, meaning you guys have fun shooting them, but they wouldn't be useful in a war or something. I don't know, maybe it's 10,000, 30,000, I don't know, per rifle or whatever. So at some point, just building more armaments doesn't have a return, a positive return. But even though it's a positive return, when it does have it, is hard to quantify and measure in a market society. Because the worker who digs the iron out of the ground, the worker who turns the iron into steel, and the worker who takes the steel and turns it into a gun, all of that process is done, paid for ultimately by the government, not necessarily the taxpayer, because if you're not collecting taxes, you're just printing money. Either way, that's just money spent, and all of those people along that path get paid, and then they want to go out and get something with their money. And since you made a gun and not a toaster, and there's lots of people around that have money and want to buy a toaster, but there's not enough toasters, out there to fill the market need, because now there's 1,000 people wanting toasters, but you only made 800 toasters because you were spending all that time making guns. Well, then you're going to get inflation, right? Okay, because I'll pay extra for a toaster. Well, I'll pay even more for it. They'll bid it up, and the people, the top 800 will win or whatever. And if you put in price controls, that has problems too. So yes, armaments are not wasteful things to spend money on, so long as they're building stability to do economic activity. But at some point, it does become wasteful. Now, so I look at this as money, and I'll look at some. I really want a good AI for the player. Just watch a good game and only choose decisions. Hello, Fillmore. Well, unfortunately, we have very little control over at least the combat AI. We have control over some of the other AI elements. But yeah, I hear you. That's sort of what Hearts of Iron 4 goes on to. But Black Ice is specifically designed for the micromanager, meaning you need to do a lot of decisions. So I don't know if Black Ice is for you, Fillmore. I don't know. If you just want to watch a good game and only choose decisions, yeah, probably Black Ice is not the game for you. At least for Hearts of Iron 3. You can check out Hearts of Iron 4 Black Ice, which is a entirely different thing. So I get the economic arguments, but I really look at this money here as a means of international exchange. So it could be gold, could be silver, or it could be a hard currency that other nations want, particularly not their own currencies. So meaning if Germany has lots of pound sterling, which was a well-respected currency at the time, people in the Netherlands or people in China would take, if you showed up with a bag full of pound sterling and you want to buy some rare materials in China, they'll go, sure. You show up with a bunch of Reichsmarks, they'll wonder, what can I spend this on? That would be the problem, because there wouldn't be things to spend it on. So governments can print up all, and I've talked a lot about this. So I really think these things should have a cost of supplies, not money. So maybe I'll change that for BICE's micro hell. Boy, for BICE is even worse. Well, okay. Submarine crew berthing advance, fine. Grayed out, good. And so, if you don't like micro, I do. But if you don't like it, yeah, stay away from some of these mods. Quite honestly, I'm really not trying to sell you on these mods. I'm trying to present them here so you see what's going on. And then you can go, yeah, this isn't for me, or, oh man, this looks great. Whatever the... Let's come down here. Okay, we're analyzing the Great War. Looking there, right? Okay. We can do this. Now, if you legitimately thought that expanding the zinc mines in Germany would require buying equipment from a foreign source, then that would be appropriate. So let's just say a less than industrialized, I don't know, Peru would be a good choice right here. Peru's not very industrialized, and you want a lot of, you want to go beyond guys with picks and shovels, mining, and sort of like you would, like in the 18th or 19th century, just guys with picks and shovels digging holes into the ground and going down. You want to get machinery that's mining. And non-industrialized Peru, you need to buy the machinery outside of the country. Then, yes, then this would be very appropriate. But that is not what we're looking at for Germany, at least not in my opinion. Now, I know some of you guys are rather well informed on something, and maybe do you know that Germany needed to import significant resources for a particular expansion or doing something? I would be very interested in knowing that. Okay, let's save this. I think we'll end the episode, not the live stream, but the episode here. I want to thank you all for watching. Thanks for liking the videos. If you haven't already, of course, please hit, post comments. And yeah, if you haven't already, I guess I was about ready to say, haven't already, please subscribe. See you next time for even more, yes, more Hearts of Iron. Okay, well, we're going to make another episode here. Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer 1745 with testing Third Reich events to work with Black Ice 10.51. Seeing how it's going, learning what I still need to fix, do, change, modify, whatnot. Looking at the new structure for resources here, seeing how that's working. But before we get into that, I know I just said it at the end of the last video, but if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, post a comment below. That's how we make things better, both the stream better, the streams and videos better, and well as making the mods better. Well, so far we're building up a lot of resources. Radios have advanced, very good. Wrong one. That. Electronic. We will stop that. And now, oh well, now we need to come here. We'll do air liaison. Well, these are mostly 1937 tax. Since I really don't need any of these or these things early now, we want to wait until the right year. Switzerland. Yes, you may have metal. Yes. The Nazis need their school. Okay, yes. Yes. South Africa wants metal. Waiting for that, either that 6% penalty to go away or the 26% penalty to go away, and then we'll do one or more of those forming of the Kampfgruppe fighter squadrons, basically, or bomber squadron. So we'll just keep going. There'll be an autosave here in just a moment. Pause. We give them fuel for money. Okay, it's a little bit of fuel, a little bit of money. Fine. Heat wave of 1936. Yes, you can have energy. Keep our popularity up. Banned heavy industry. Königsberg. That would be up here. Good. We're already expanding our regular industry there. Horse vessel. The horse vessel. So you do it because CBAD Pora that we're building there. We got TRE building minus 6%. So yeah, TRE costs the players a lot. For all that it gives you, it costs a lot. All right. So does chat have any thoughts on money or resource or your or supplies or so? Okay, I'm serious. If you're contemplating playing this and right now the only one we currently really control as a mine here is here with zinc. And so it's going to take 6 months to get it, they say approximately. It costs us a big chunk of money. Should it cost money? Should it cost supplies? That's what a lot, not all, because we can see here the TRE start down by 10%. That'll go away in a while. And TRE building minus 6%. That'll go away in a short while. I forget, it was like 30 days or whatever it was. Should it have a reduction to your ICs? Should it have a cost? A lot of events cost supplies in TRE, or should it cost money? What or a combination? What do you guys think it should cost to expand mines under? Okay, supplies and money. Fuel, research progress, okay. We'll get that. Right, okay. I could see that. What I have done for TRE, is for a lot of these buildings in here that you come here, you do the monumental architecture, and then you pick, which one we want to get. Okay, what I've done for this is, let's say that Palace of Justice was we'll put out some numbers here. Well, let's just say it was 2,000 gold or 2,000 money and 20,000 supplies. So I went in to the files and I removed a zero, so it's 200 money, but I added 10,000 more supplies. So instead of 20,000 supplies, it now costs 30,000 supplies. So it still costs some money, but only 10% of the money it cost before. And I didn't double, but I put like half again the cost in supplies because I'm not trying to make TRE you get these cheap easy, it's cheap easy. No, I wanted to cost, but I moved the cost to manufacturing of supplies. Oh, and I also check to make sure you have enough supplies, so you can't just deficit spend and have it go away. So I highly recommend building extra supplies to have enough in the pool to affect these kind of things. So I went through to a lot of these different ones and radically, normally by 90%, remove their money costs, but switching it over to supply cost. Okay, Harmony. So the Black Ice team decided to ruin Germany nuke research through nerf effort. I have not. I normally don't pay attention to the nukes, so I did notice that this changed. I don't have a point of comparison. I'm sorry. I really cannot intelligently comment on what's going on that way. And a temporary manpower reduction. Now, I do things like that for, Pina Mundi, that you get a temporary manpower reduction, and then you get it back. I do that for some events, so I could do that. Just creates having another event that then gives it back. And howdy to you too, the Bear Jew. Because like I say, it's not submarine hull advance. Not to make Germany easier, just to make it more historical as I understand the history, as I understand the economics, as it is then translated into the game. I mean, we're definitely translating stuff into the game, and I'm sure that we're getting stuff wrong. Sometimes I sort of kind of know it, but don't necessarily know the right answer. Other times I think I'm right, but I just may be wrong on my choices that I make. Let's do truck reliability. And we have a little more, and we'll do also motorized support units. And what are we going to for? Oh, is that a 38 technology? Yeah, it's 38. I didn't see part of it there, so I thought it was a 36. Could do 37 technologies, but I'm going to wait a little bit on some of that, I think. I really don't do a lot of strategic attacking. I still may research that, but I really don't do much of it. Not that you should or shouldn't, I just don't tend to. As Germany particularly. Small warship engines. Yeah, let's do that. Have you ever developed nukes in Hoi 3 or 4 game and use them? I don't think I ever have. I honestly don't think I ever really have. I normally just try to build great conquering armies and, do it that way. So I just made I talked about it last week, and I edited out the talk that I did about nukes in World War II and released it on Friday, which very few people have watched. So if you want to have my thoughts on that, you can just look on my YouTube channel, and I go into what I thought Germany was doing and including talking about Japan as well. Broadcasting advanced, very good. So I'm not going to do it again today. But if you're interested in my thoughts on it, check that out sometime. I'll talk about it, I'm sure, again, especially if I read or watch a new biography, or not biography, but new documentary or something that adds to my thoughts on it or something. I will surely come back to it again. Well, I know I'm taking too much time to. Well, last time I didn't think I was going to get very far in my play, and I'm in Barbarossa, and I'll make at least some more episodes there on that. But eventually I'll give up on that playthrough for a proper playthrough of this. I have dev'd it one time to Boom, New York and Washington, but after that, never. Oh, you watch it? Well, cool. Very cool. Okay, so do we have... No, nothing new there. So I did notice they've added this here. I don't think that was uranium was there before. Maybe it wasn't, I just didn't pay attention. I'm not sure. Hydrophones, water phones. Yes. Oh, we'll let that continue. It's a 36 technology now. Portugal. Yes, you can have energy, Portugal. Sure, please. Okay, the TRE building penalty has gone away. We still have the other spawn, which I'm hoping to get 40 go. Oh, well, we just lost the 10. The other one, or whatever, yeah. Okay, submarine engine advance, which needs to be stopped. Okay, and long range submarines. Okay. Now, I'm going to push ahead early. Well, not terribly early, but a little early with those. If we put more in production, I'll just be a little more advanced early on. Is that enough supplies? Let's push this a little higher. Build a fake lake, or not fake, it's a real lake, but man-made lake. The TRE sometimes gives you a choice on some of those events, sometimes not. As I progressed making the mod, I gave more and more choices to do that, but they have a negative penalty if you don't do them. You know, the sort of civilian type things. Okay, mass advance. Advance, that is under nation here. Stop that. Okay, high density alloys, advance. That is here. Okay, good. Well, I think we'll do some of the, oh, well, that's a 36, so we'll do basic tank ammunition. But we'll also do short barrel. Good. No, we're not buying. Cool. Now we have TRE building because of the March C thing, but it'll go away shortly. Okay, well, we'll do this, but we've just, well, lost some. Okay, let's do one of these now. Yeah, minus 3.3%. ICs. And just for your information, they are, those events or those costs are scaled based upon your ICs, at least at the time, the IC levels at the time of triggering them, that is. Okay, basic education advance. 39, so we'll undo that. We'll move it to the 36 for advanced education. All right, in June already, good. West Wall program. If you want the West Wall, you either, with TRE, because if you notice, TRE starts, removes some of the pre-built elements in the Rhineland, that part. If you want it, either you, if you want to build it yourself by, coming in here and clicking fortress levels, fine. Then do no wall for the Reich, or if you just don't want a wall. But if you want it, you better you have to start the building program here. And that program is a long-term program. And it has multiple stages. Broadcasting, let's look at new season. General Walter Wever. And he dies. He has an 80% chance of dying. Okay, so now, yes, we will. Okay, we have, I really looked historically in the Reichsrat House Funk, the big building. You saw quickly an event that I skipped through very quickly. I really feel Germany in 36 should start out with small entertainment shows, with heroic tales, and with small news and politics. So you get those basically for free, because those are pre-existing by the time 1936 rolls around. You see the expansion of the program, also elements there with the people's receivers, the sort of cheap radio receivers that they want to get in every household. That is the program of the Nazi Party, is to get it in every household as cheaply as possible. So all of that combined makes me go, yeah, you get those for free. But the rest you got to go. And it's sort of, Britain gets 2 of them. They get, I think it's entertainment shows and small news and politics for the BBC. So you just don't see the event, it happens. I think right now, because we really don't need, well, national unity and ruling party support could be good. Let's look at our current. Well, currently we're doing fairly well here at 51%. So we're going to reduce, well, we're going to increase our money and reduce our war and peacetime goods. We currently are not needing that. Yeah, we're currently not needing that. Because I think in the times past, I've gone over to war economy early on, and that was really helpful. So I think we're going to go news and politics. Yeah, because that more ruling party support, that'll be good. So we'll do that. Yeah, Harmony. Well, on that, you can come here. You can go to war economy, and that will go from needing 20% plus 20% consumer goods, which we don't need that. If you go to full, you're going to go 25% more than 20%, to a total of 45%. For a 15% boost in ICs. And the last time I did it, it gave me the more ICs for sure, but it gave me enough more consumer goods that was greater than the actual number of ICs. So where if you wait till the war, it's better. So yeah, I sort of done the math, if you will. It is better not to have it. At least I think so. Okay. Schweitzer National Front. This is sort of an information one. You'll have a choice of what's going on. This is the Swiss National Front. It was a National Socialist organization in Switzerland. Swiss law before this time period, I think around 32, 33, outlaws foreign political symbols. So for the National Socialists in Switzerland, they go to an older style Swiss flag that goes all the way, the cross goes all the way to the edges. And then they also sort of have this sort of spike mace superimposed upon the, the cross for a metal pin badge. And this is one of the guys in charge of the organization. We will see more of that and more choices to make. That was just sort of informational. Yeah, it is sort of Germanic. But it also bans communist symbols and anything that the Swiss government deems to be a foreign symbol. It bans. Okay, monumental architecture. Okay, we could do mountain warfare equipment. And TRE goes pretty in depth now because it's even increased from before into dealing with Switzerland. There are some events going on. Not necessarily now, but between now and well, through to about 1944 or 45. Some of them you will not see, but they're there and they do affect the game. Not every one of them. Let's see, seaport capacity here. And that is right. We'll stop that for the moment. We're going to start improving some of our aircraft. Seaport level 1. Okay, until September. 5%. I might reduce those costs. I don't, because I don't, 5%. ICs for a 1% bonus. Money and resources, basically for more trade. I don't know. Let it go. The Sudetendeutsches Partei, another basic informational event that starts, and we will have a decision to make in a while, but starts the sort of event chain dealing with Czechoslovakia and Germany, with the leading up to the Sudeten German question elements. And I've also, as if you were here at the beginning of this, you saw some of the starting events for the Anschluss is already. And I very much with TRE build the groundwork. Like you confirming von Papen as being special ambassador, if you will, to Austria. It really pushes, your peaceful Anschluss with Austria. And so you have that going. You have stuff with Switzerland. You have stuff going with Czechoslovakia already. All three of those things are just, some are just sort of informational starting, but they're going to start. Later on, you'll see some stuff that will come about that starts pushing on Poland, and all of that's going on there. Sentry boxes for the SA. I will, if you ever find a real historical period photo of one of these, a color historical photo of one of these sentry boxes, because that is all red, except for the black swastika and the white circle there. I'd love to have an iffy. This is sort of an iffy photo of black and white. I figure they've got to exist somewhere. A color photo of that. I'd love one of those. And my bounty will be, I'll make two events to go into Third Reich events for you of your sort of basic choice. And if they're good events, they'll go into the standard game, but I'll at least make it a version for you if you want. That's your bounty if you ever find one of those photos. And I just want a good scan of the photo. You don't have to send me the real actual photo. Because there was a fair amount of color photography going on. I've just yet to see someone that snapped a glossy red sentry box. Okay, so we're doing pretty good at getting these things built. Okay, no, we're getting money from South Africa, but we're still building up a good amount of money. Save this here just before the autosave, I know. But we're going to save it right here and then continue. Okay, good auto saving. Okay, we've got way too many spies, so let's reduce these down just to trick a little once it gets a bit lower. Yeah, okay. We're going to do assault gliders just to do it. And light bomb. There we go. Keep the Luftwaffe well equipped. Okay, we're down to medium popularity. We got small warship anti-submarine warfare advance. Is that something I need to? Yes. Deal with. Okay. Okay, Italy annexes, conquers and annexes Ethiopia. Okay, so this is costing us 2,000 supplies for that. Our 1000th anniversary of Henry I's death and manpower back from building Peenemünde Test Center. Ordering the battleship. I thought we had. What do we have down here? Okay, Scharnhorst and Eisenhower. Okay. Yeah, I just want to. Okay, so that puts that in a production queue. Okay, so we've lost small news and politics and gone to news and politics. So from 0.1% plus for 0.1 for national unity, we're going to 0.02. We're ruling party support from 6% to 12%, and we also have territorial pride now. Okay, and we've lost medium popularity, and we've got high popularity back. That is a good thing. Let's do the aircraft first. Yeah. How many Dutch things do you have in TRE? Very, very little. I don't even know if I have any. I've collected well, maybe I have something dealing with the NSKK during occupation. I've been collecting stuff for the Dutch, but I've never really gone in and built an event chain dealing with the Dutch. It's definitely something worthy of doing, but it would take, I don't. Sometimes I do a one-off event or something for sure, but I really try to figure out an event chain with a, goal, objective. Steel armor casting. Industry here. Okay, we'll let that continue. Secretary of Public Information. So, what, Arno, would a Dutch event chain look like? What would the events be? What effects would they have in the game? Now, realize to a point that we're focusing on like Germany's relationship with the Netherlands or something like that, as opposed to just simply a Dutch thing. Oh, that's true. We do have the Venlo incident, but is that the Dutch or is that? Yeah, no, that is the Dutch. That is the Dutch. Yes, I was thinking Belgium. No, that is Dutch. We do have that. You're right about that, Arno. And yes, you have metal. We're getting close to the Spanish Civil War, I think. I guess to a point, I think about. We'll do this now. The Venlo is more of a thing dealing with Fall Gelb and whatnot. That's a real photo from the period, but I don't know if that's a photoshopped photo from the period. But if they did get those two Zeppelins next to each other, that would be an impressive sight, I'm sure. Well, I don't know what more should there be, Arno. I really just don't know right offhand. Okay, industrial zone organization, at least not right off the top of my head right now. And I sort of need to know what to look for. Okay, the July agreement. Okay. Kurt Schesnig, that's who I was trying to remember before. Chancellor of Austria gave up his anti-Nazi program, and on July 11th, July 11th, 1936, he signed the Austro-German agreement, which, among other concessions, allowed the release of Nazi Party members from internment camps imprisoned since the failed coup d'etat in 1934, and the inclusion of 2 National Socialists in his cabinet. Now, I made this event a long time ago. This was one of the very early events for TRE, looking at Germany and Austria and whatever, and its improved relationship. But that is really the work. This whole thing comes about because of Franz von Papen, the former vice chancellor to Hitler, and before that, the former chancellor of Germany. He was a Catholic German. That's particularly why he was sent to Austria, being a Catholic German country. Hitler Youth rides bicycles in other countries. I'm sure nothing bad would come from that. Okay, so let's see. Not going to do the postpone mine thing, but the rest. What I think we're going to do is start out, do the Imperial University as the first one. And we're going to build this. And this is like one of the things you see here. It says minus 200 money, minus 35,000 supplies, gain 2 in descent. That not, well, maybe universities add more descent to your country, but that's, I think, really more of just the idea of you've got to try to pay maybe to remove the descent, put in supplies. I mean, I did shift because it had been 2,000 money, gone down to 200, but I added, I forget exactly for that event, but I added a bunch of supplies. You can go in and look. We still don't need any there, and hopefully that will go, yeah, it'll go down without us adding more to it. Okay, so advanced education advancement. Okay, that's, oh no, that's just from the universities, I think. Troop ship flotillas. Let's come here. We'll do engines first. Army HQ's advance, that is this one. And we'll come over here and move that to there, as it were. Okay, yeah, I know I've talked about her and him last playthrough. We could do some more research. Let's move it to Legend Aircraft Armament. Oh, maybe even more. We had a Rito here. Okay, oh, we can go all the way to 41. And a half. So what we're going to do for the half? Well, let's do close air support prototypes. Okay, we still have a lot of extra spies, so we're going to use them to, well, we've caught 7 spies in our country. Let's see, so far we've not stolen any techs yet, but we'll see what we can do. More HQs are advancing, nice. Spanish Civil War. They get to have a civil war. Good thing they're being civil to each other. Which probably, yes, allows us to intervene. Okay, let's see if we can sell some supplies to like the Soviet Union here. Okay. That looks like a good time. Now, giant infrastructure projects. And the Soviet Union accepted. Well, we will want 4-engine transport planes, so let's start researching that. Hey John, how you doing? I'm doing rather well. Okay, we're learning how to do cavalry exploitation. We'll let that continue. Hungary, what does Hungary want? Energy, yay. Well, don't know what I should be talking about right now. I mean, okay, we're no longer going to receive money from France. And we can give Romania some metal, certainly. Very good to hear, John. Why is it giving me this postpone our mine? Does not have mines postponed. Well, I don't want to postpone my mines. Okay, we're still just at 3 there. Okay, yeah, we're going to keep building more supplies because we've had a big hit to that. Hmm. Come on, something happened. Something happened. Good. I mean, no, an event happened. A decision needs to be made. Okay, stormtrooper tactics. Though these are the World War I type. Yeah, we'll let that continue. Knocked the Amazonian Knight of the Amazons. Nazis having Nazi parties party. However you want to say that. So we're slowly building up officers, which is good. We're reducing our, slowly, but we're reducing our dissent. We've got 100% national unity. We've got a fairly good popularity. Soviet Union decided to go in for show trials. No, we've gone down to medium popularity. 3 continents in the day. I need to update the text. Spanish Civil War. Yes, we shall break the Reds. We'll do reorganizing the War Ministry. Another heavy factory in Hanover. Very good. Hanover is here. Okay, well, since now that we have a heavy industry there, let's do that. Let's come down here and move that to the top. Yes, you may have energy. Franco may have energy. Okay, traffic police. We all love traffic police, don't we? I'm sure we'd especially love Nazi traffic police. Armor plate thickness. And yes, I'm being sarcastic. Well, Yeah, let's come down here and continue our aircraft advancement types. Right, let's save this. Well, I'm quite pleased so far with what's been going on, with how well TRE is working. Like I mentioned earlier in the stream, don't know that everyone was there watching that. We've done work to upgrade units of the Third Reich to work with Black Ice 10.51 and TRE together. So I will I need to package that up still, but see about releasing that. It changes nothing with units of the Third Reich. It just, what they did, I guess it was for either, well, probably stability reasons, is what the big sort of mess up for that. I mean, there was a couple of things, but the big one was they've now taken a lot of the units given by events, orders of battle, these kind of things given by events, putting in the unit files into different national subcategories. So like all the German ones are in units subdirectory GER, for Germany and whatnot, and do those different things. So we had to move them from just the generic place to where Black Ice is looking for the ones that Black Ice already looks for. So we just had to do some sort of housekeeping, basically, not changing any intent of his mod for it, because Alexei is, at least I haven't seen him around for a while. So we're updating his mod a bit to work with it, but without changing that. And so we'll release that as well in time. But otherwise, things are going really well. I'm going to thank you all for getting this far into the video. Really do appreciate it. See you next time for even more, yes, more Hearts of Iron. Okay, guys, I think we're going to end today. I've been up all night working on the mod. Sort of did a bunch of work, and then I really wanted to test it. So I'm a bit tired. And like I say, I'm pleased that we've got all the way into August. No crashes. Things have been, I think, a little more stable. And I haven't been alt-tabbing out of this and back into it, but the save times have been good and whatnot. So I'm quite pleased with how it's going. But I think we need to, one more episode. No, Arno, I really need to take a break. Thank you, John. I will be back tomorrow, hopefully with Arno and a few other people playing some War Thunder, starting at 8 a.m. my time here in California for approximately 4 hours. I know this has only been 2 hours and 45 minutes today, but like I say, I'm pretty tired. So yeah, I'll be back tomorrow, and Tuesday I'm streaming for Slytherin again. I think it's Field of Glory Empires, if you want to catch that. So thank you all. See you next time. And